Well, hello and welcome to the Informed Traveler Podcast, a weekly travel podcast where our goal is to help you become a more informed traveler. I'm your host, Randy Sharman. My co-host and travel expert, Onanta Ford, was finishing up her long stay in Sicily last week before moving on to her next adventure. So we'll get the highlights in just a few seconds, and then we'll head to Bromont, Quebec to learn about the new opening of the Residence Inn by Marriott Bromont, which features 134 suites with full kitchens and direct access to ski slopes, hiking, and biking trails. Sounds amazing. It just opened back in January, so I'm excited to hear more about it. But first, let's kick things off chatting with travel expert Onanta Forbes, who joins us each week to talk about some of the travel news and travel trends. You can follow her on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onanta Forbes. OnantaForbes.com is her website. Hello for the final time in Sicily, Onanta. How are you?
I am well. Ciao, Randy. Yeah, it is. Tomorrow we depart. We go to Rome for part 4 of our long stay, and then it's actually a 14-day Mediterranean cruise out of Rome. So before we go, we had the wonderful opportunity. It's a beautiful day here today. Beautiful sunshine, lots of people out and about. This past week, we were able to do 2 different excursions, one that I created by myself, and we went to a place called Noto. And Noto is a great half-day excursion from Orotija, where we are staying. And you can get here by train or by bus. We decided to take the bus just because we've done the train and shared tours and so on. Mm-hmm. And it was easy. It really was easy. I do have to maybe share with clients that there's only one bus station in Noto, but when you book it on Interbus, their app, there shows that there's 2. So there could be a little bit of confusion. But it runs a few times a day. It only costs between 3 to 6 euros, and it takes about 55 minutes. It's not the fastest option. The train is. The train is 30 minutes. But the train, where the train stops in Noto, you still have to walk away a wee bit, to get to the main area of of Noto. Mm-hmm. So when we took the bus, you arrive just outside the historic center. And from there, the town basically unfolds along one main street. It's called Corso Victoria Emmanuel. And everything sits along its axis. So it's really easy to explore on foot. And the walk starts at Porto Real. It's a big stone arch that marks the entrance to the old city. And then once you pass through it, the streets just open up into that warm golden limestone that Noto is known for. And almost everything here was built after the 1693 earthquake. So, which is why the architecture feels so consistent. And then as you walk up, you will reach the Cathedral of Noto, and it dominates the main square with a wide staircase leading up to the tall facade. And inside, it's surprisingly simple and bright. And the cathedral had to be rebuilt after the dome collapsed in 1996. So the interior, feels clean and open rather than overly ornate. And that's one of the things that you'll find when you're in Sicily is that once you, like the facade of a cathedral or a church may or may not be rather, I don't know, plain looking, but when you get in, wowzers, it's gorgeous. Wow. High ceiling, lots of artwork, lots of old artifacts, and lots of history. And so directly opposite sits the Palazzo. Now, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. Maybe my pronunciation isn't the best. D'Suzio, and that's the town hall. So even if you don't go inside, the square itself is a good place to pause before continuing the walk. And then from the cathedral, it's worth turning briefly onto Via Nicolesi. And it's just a short street, but it's a pretty distinctive in town. The balconies of the Palazzo Nicolesi are held up by elaborate carved brackets. So you're going to see lions, winged horses, other Baroque figures that look like they're carrying the entire building. And And it was, it's quite beautiful. Like it's almost like a Romeo and Juliet balcony scene, but it's just so ornately created and nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they have beautiful restaurants along the way. And I don't know why. I love loud music. So there's like pounding music, but it's not like techno or disco or anything, but it's like traditional Italian.
Oh,
And
cool.
it's kind of fun to just listen to it as you walk up or even to have a seat.
It's like
Now,
being in a movie.
yes, absolutely. Speaking of movies, not that it was a movie, but one of my planned stops was Cafe Sicilia, which is famous for its almond granita. And it was actually featured on Netflix Chef's Table. I think it was on season 2, but unfortunately it's closed. So that plan didn't work out. But the good news is granita is everywhere in Noto and in Sicily. So most cafes serve it brioche, which is the classic Sicilian combination. And they have flavors like almond and lemon or mulberry. So if you're hungry, the local trattorias keep things simple. So arrocina, caponata, pasta alla norma, swordfish rolls, everything we kind of talked about last week, and lots of desserts based around ricotta. So, it doesn't take a long time to walk this main area of Noto. And it's just really basically one street. So you could do it in a half a day. For the return trip, I actually purchased a bus ticket for a later departure back to Syracuse. But after walking through the town, I decided to try for earlier bus. But the catch is, the bus company doesn't accept a later ticket for earlier departure. So I had to buy another ticket for a new time. Not a lot of money, but interestingly enough, they won't accept for other than the time that the bus departs.
Okay.
But just something to know. And you learn along the way. Overall, Noto works well as a short day trip. The historic center is compact. You can walk it in under a kilometer, see the main Baroque landscapes, wander a few side streets, and grab something cold to eat and head back the same afternoon. So very easy to do on your own. You can do a tour if you wish. But, if you are, you don't have to always do a tour. Things are sometimes simple enough to carry on by yourself. So I did a little test because everybody talks about ChatGPT, right? And how you can just, throw in what you want to do and it gives you suggestions so I thought I'm going to try this. I'm a travel agent, so I want to see what my clients see.
Yeah.
For the most part, it was correct. Sometimes it wasn't logical, the places to go and see in the manner as it flows. And it did suggest Cafe Sicilia, but it was closed and it didn't tell you it was closed. So you have to keep that in mind that, yes, it could be a good source, but you have to be conscious that it might not be up to date.
Yeah.
So it is a good source in a sense, just to get an outline of it, but you do have to do some further research or, and talk to your travel advisor just to see what's happening. The other trip we took this week was basically going to other places in southeastern Sicily. Now, this one I did a private tour, and I really enjoyed it. It may be one of my favorite touring cities and destinations that I did, but it was good to have the guide because it was one of those perfect day trips where like the history, the architecture, the coastal views, and the incredible food all come together.
Oh, yeah.
So our first stop was the beautiful hill town of Modica. And this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its dramatic layout across steep hillsides, and it has amazing Baroque architecture. And as you walk through the town, it feels like a city that's layered in terraces, and all these terraces are beautiful honey colored stone. They have elegant churches, historic buildings. They just rise above like the narrow streets. And one of the highlights here is a facade of the Palazzo Polera, and it's recognizable to fans of Italian TV. And there's a TV series here called Inspector Montalbano. And so we were taken to different places, and for sure, I didn't quite connect because I don't know if it's on Canadian Netflix, but I'm sure I could find it on YouTube or something. Mm-hmm. But it was interested with that kind of flavor. It's just like if you went a Godfather tour and you watch the movies and you can connect, right? Mm-hmm. And Monaco is beautiful. Like it's like breathtaking. Like when our first stop, we walked up these amazing stairs into this church. And the church, as I say, had high ceilings and it's free to go in. You have to be very respectful, of course, because it's a church. It's a place of worship. But there's nobody there because we're off season. And it was wonderful to see all the different artifacts and the paintings from years ago. So one thing to keep in mind, this is a city or a place that is created on like from a valley and up through the hills. So you do have to watch your step. You do have to make sure you have good walking shoes. Lots of stairs here. So mobility challenged people, you have to make appropriate touring decisions because it's just not easy to walk all these stairs and such. Mm-hmm. And Monaco is very famous for their chocolate. So we went to this place that made chocolate, and it's the family that has it in place for many years. And the high content of cocoa is if you like dark chocolate, you'll be in heaven. Absolute heaven.
And it's good for you. Dark chocolate's good for you.
Yes, that's a good take on it.
Yeah.
Yes. So definitely, try the chocolate that's here. They have white chocolate too. But for me, I like white chocolate or milk chocolate. So for me, it got a little bitter, but my partner loves dark chocolate. So he was quite, impressed by it. And then they showed you how it was made and so on. And then, you find these little signs because like the New York Times would be there and it would say the 10 things you should do in Monaco. And this is one of the things that you should do and one of the places that you should go. So after Monaco, we went to, Ragusa, and Ragusa is, considered one of the finest examples of Sicilian Baroque architecture. Then we go up to this really quiet green oasis at the edge of the historic center. And this is where you get really beautiful, views of the valleys. And then after that, we went to this, fishing village of Punta Secca. And again, if you've watched Inspector Montalbano, this place will look immediately familiar. And this TV series is based on books of a famous Italian author. So if you don't watch the series or can't have access to it, read the books because the books are quite fun and it's almost like a satirical look of Italian life. So it's quite interesting. And then we had this great Sicilian style brunch, and it was mainly cheese and bread and olives and different types of meat with a glass of local Sicilian wine. Seems very simple, especially when, we've been on, we're kind of used to when we're touring, we have this like buffet style kind of menu and quite heavy, but this was just lovely. It's just simple and nice, and it fills you up. You're not going to be hungry at all. Mm-hmm. And then the last stop was this elegant Baroque town of Sicily. And this is where we, again, enjoy the architecture of the town with the amazing palaces and churches at which they line the streets. And again, it has a definite reference to the town hall because that's where people will recognize the police station in the fictional town where Inspector Montalbano was created or based. So it's all very lovely. You know what? I'd have to say this was one of my favorite touring days because it's just, you know, sometimes you see pictures of Sicily and Italy and all the different architecture and the visions of what happened or what was created in times of past. And you kind of think, oh yeah, that's nice. But when you're actually here, it's like, wowzers. It's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it sounds amazing. Yeah.
It is amazing. And I would suggest, you know, to, always keep your safety, your personal safety in mind. But if you're in a destination such as Artesia or Modica or Ragusa, go out at night because it's a different feel of the place because it's lit up differently and it's got this honey glow on the buildings and such. And, it's quite lovely. So just a nice day to spend.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, this is like your fourth week in Sicily. You spend 4 weeks there, right? If I'm correct. So, and you're kind of doing like the locals, going to the market every day to get stuff for dinner. Did you get to know people, and did they get to know you? Like you're the tourist. Like tourists stand out to locals,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
so were you kind of not really celebrities, but were you well known in the area that, oh yeah, those are the Canadians?
I don't know if I was well known, but I think I actually said it to my traveling partner, Jim. I said to him, you know, I feel like I know these people now because they kind of, you know, I walk out of our apartment, building and you know in the morning the market's there and the people that are having the booth there they see us and they say bonjour and no and I go to the different butchers and they see us and you know again I do share the importance of having on your phone Google Translate because sometimes I'll say something like I wanted to get buttermilk and nobody kind of knew what buttermilk was here, but I was able to, with Google Translate, share, or if I wanted chicken thighs, I would say, this is what I want. And it's amazing though. The food, the meat is so fresh. You could tell there's a difference between what we get in the grocery stores at home. You really can tell.
Yeah.
And it's good. You know, Artesia worked well for a long stay because it's compact and it's walkable. And then you kind of know where to go for an espresso or not that I ever got used to it, but you know, afternoons slow down because they close between 1 and 4, which is when I get perky. But it's not that way here, right? So after a few weeks, you do develop routines and you recognize familiar faces, which makes the island feel more like a neighborhood than a destination. Yes,
yeah, exactly,
absolutely.
Exactly.
But it's, I don't know unless you have family here, I don't know if I would choose it for a long stay. I think it's definitely a destination that's becoming more interested in to visit, but I think I would use it as an opportunity to spend maybe 2 or 3 nights at a destination and then go to a different place. And then, as we talked about earlier, fly into Catania and out of Palermo or vice versa. So you're not backtracking.
Yeah.
You can do it by car if you wish. Now, the speed limit is 130 kilometers an hour, and they don't stick to that. Like
Nobody sticks to the speed limit.
No, they
always
don't.
go faster.
Yes. And so you may want to consider that. Or there's lots of tours. Like I know Globus has one that says the colors of Sicily that you can take. So you can take a tour. And what I was thinking too, you know, hindsight is what is it, 2020? Like I was thinking I should have maybe, you know, toured it and then ended up in Puglia and then kind of flew out of Rome, which we're going to do anyway. So there's different ways to experience it. As I say, it's up to you how you want to experience it. whether, you are happy just to stay in one place and just roam at will for day tours and such. Because it's, the strength of a long stay is that it's walkable. You have that human scale, like you can connect to people. They'll get to know who you are. Yeah. There's that strong food culture with fresh ingredients, that, we got from the market. There's the opportunity, to just have easy access to different towns of the countryside. So it was good, but as I say, it's up to you how you want to do your long stay or how to experience a destination.
Well, I was going to say, too, you could always use it as a pre-cruise stay, because that leads into what you're going to do next week, is go on a Mediterranean cruise, which I'm looking forward to hearing all about as well.
And I'm looking forward to it, too, because then I don't have to plan meals. I don't have to cook. I don't have to clean. So I'm
true
looking
vacation.
Yes, it is.
Well, people can check out your experiences on your social media feeds, Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onanda Forbes, and your website, too, is onandaforbes.com. So looking forward to hearing all about, we'll catch you, I guess, in the middle of your Mediterranean cruise next week.
You bet. Looking forward to it. Ciao.
This is the Informed Traveler Podcast. I'm Randy Sharman. Just want to remind you of our website, theinformedtraveler.org. That's where you can find our contact page if you have any questions or comments about the podcast. You can also email me, too, with any questions or show segment ideas you might have. My email address is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And you can check out our social media pages, too, at facebook.com/informedtraveler, Instagram at informedtraveler, or on X at Informed Traveler. That's where you'll find a number of videos and reels from our adventures throughout the year and audio clips from our past shows. Plus, you can sign up for our monthly newsletter as well. It's released at the beginning of every month. Our March issue is now available. Just go to our website, theinformedtraveler.org, click on the newsletter button, and it'll take you right there. Or better yet, you can subscribe to it and have it arrive in your inbox each month. So let's head to Bromont, Quebec now to learn about the new opening of the Residence Inn by Marriott Bromont. It just opened back in January, so I'm excited to hear all about it. So here now to share the details is Jean-Frédéric Fortin. He's the opening general manager for the Residence Inn by Marriott Bromont. Marriott.com is the website. Bonjour, Jean-Frédéric.
Bonjour, Randy. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for doing this. It's always exciting when a new hotel opens up. I'm a bit of a hotel geek, but is this a brand new hotel built from the ground up, or is it sort of a renovation from an old building?
No, built from the ground up. It took us roughly 18 months to build this beautiful building. Completely new.
Nice. Let's talk about the location first, though. I've never been to Bromont, Quebec. There is a map on your website, though, but just give us an idea of where it's located and the best way to get it there.
Yeah, so we are located in the Eastern Township. So if you have a chance, Randy, you must come visit, because the Eastern Township is one of the most picturesque region of Quebec. It is about an hour away from Montreal, and we are located at the base of the Bromont Mountain. So Bromont Montagne d'Expérience is our main partner in the project. So that's the mountain. They're operating a four-season mountain. Of course, you can do ski and snowboarding, but during the summer and the spring, mountain biking is very popular in Bromont. So we are located right at the foot of the mountain. We're the only ski and ski out hotel in the Eastern Township.
Nice. So the distance would be similar for someone from Calgary going to Banff to ski. So a day trip, you could do it, or stay overnight, which is what you would want to do.
Yeah, we would love to have you overnight. Yeah, exactly. We have a beautiful restaurant on site, and a beautiful outdoor pool and hot tub. So lots to do at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, I'm a hotel geek, and it's exciting when a new hotel opens up. So describe some of the rooms. Like there's nothing better than I would assume that are some rooms that for the first time. You could be the first person staying there.
Exactly. Yes, it's nothing that feels like it. So in terms of the rooms, everything was designed locally. We have a design agency in Montreal that took care of all the design of the building. It's very Scandinavian inspired. It is a Residence Inn, so I don't know if you're familiar with the Residence Inn brand, Randy, but it was originally created for extended stay guests. So the thing that is really nice about our rooms is that we have a full kitchen in all the units, and you can have a studio, which is basically your room with the living room all together, or you can have a suite that has a bedroom separated from the living room, depending on whether you want a little bit more space. Another thing that differentiates us is the 2-bedroom suite type of room that we have. So we have a large suite, about 800 square feet, that has 2 bedrooms. So 1 bedroom with 2 queen size beds, the other bedroom with a king size bed. Each bedroom has its own bathroom, and then there's the living room in between. So perfect for family getaways or getaways with friends.
Well, yeah, as you mentioned, the one thing I do like about Residence Inn by Marriott is the fact that they are suites, and you can have a few meals in your own room, that kind of thing, and it just seems more roomier and more home-like, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's the essence of the brand. And we have a little market right next to the front desk where you can buy some stuff for your dinner. We also offer breakfast at the hotel. Breakfast is complimentary. That's also another differentiator of the Residence Inn brand. So we have a buffet breakfast served every morning to our guests in the sun-filled light dining room right behind the front desk. So great way to start the day. And after that, for your meals, hey, you have 2 options. You can either cook in your room, because the rooms are equipped, as I mentioned, or we have an amazing restaurant that we just opened, which is called Cabin, that does local cuisine, and it's headed by Laurent Godbout, which is a very famous chef. So lots of options on site.
We'll talk about some of the amenities now. You mentioned that there is restaurants there, but there's also a pool, I understand, a gym area. So lots of amenities people can enjoy, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So after a long day on the slope skiing, you can go relax in the outdoor heated pool. We have outdoor hot tubs as well that all have a beautiful view of the mountain. We have a sauna as well, a dry sauna. Gym, 1,000 square feet gym, which is pretty large with state-of-the-art equipment. And in addition to that, we have a game room for kids of all ages. Any people young at heart will find their fun at the game room. We have a laundry room as well for guests that are staying a little bit longer. And one thing that I like to mention that also differentiates this product is the indoor parking. It's very rare that you're going to find indoor parking at a ski station, but we have over 200 indoor parking spots at this hotel.
Very nice.
Yes.
That helps when you have to brush snow off your car.
Absolutely. Yeah. It keeps the car warm for you.
So how's the ski season been so far? I know you just opened recently, but is the snow good? Are the crowds good?
Oh, yes. We've been having an incredible ski season so far. Lots of snow in the Eastern Township. It started quite early. As of early December, we got a lot of snow here. Still going strong as well. So it's definitely been a busy season for our partners at Bromont Montagne d'Expérience. It's going extremely well. The weather is on our side so far.
Keep your fingers crossed. And when the snow does melt, as you mentioned, there's all sorts of summer activities. So it's a year-round place that you can use.
Definitely. It's a year-round place. It's a year-round destination. Like I said, the mountain is year-round. So if you do mountain bike, if you do regular bike, there's a lot of paths in Bromont. Hiking, very popular. Lots of hiking trails in Bromont. and we also have spas, golf courses as well within 10-minute driving distance from the hotel. It's a big playground. Bromont is a big playground, and it's really fun all year long.
Sounds like it. I would think being on the mountain, especially at nighttime, it gets so quiet. It just must be amazing.
Yes, definitely. The scenery is something, I would say. And the night skiing in Bromont, I don't know if you know, but Bromont is the largest domain for night skiing in North America.
So, I didn't know that.
Yeah, definitely. So there's ski that goes all the way up until 10:30 p.m. And once every 2 weeks, they do what they call a nuit blanche, and you can ski up until 1 a.m. And it's all lighted. It's beautiful. They have shows on the mountains, at the top of the mountain. They have sometimes DJs or performers. So there's a lot of activity at the mountain as well.
Any special events coming up for, I don't know, towards the end of ski season, into the spring, summer, that type of thing?
Yes, a lot of events are going on at the mountain. Like I said, we're getting a lot of performers at the mountain. So I would encourage people to visit the Bromont Montagne d'Expérience website, which has the calendar of events. It's going to be spring break very soon, so there will be a lot of activations at the mountain for families. So lots of things that are coming up. And the Nuit Blanche, like I said, there was one last week, so there will be another one next week. It's definitely an experience. The après-ski, well, the ski experience, but the après-ski experience is quite something as well. And we've just launched our après-ski at Cabin. We have a great terrace just outside of our in-house restaurant, Cabin Restaurant, and they do après-ski with DJs. They've tried to reproduce a concept that you see in the Alps. So we did our first last weekend. It was packed, but it was so much fun. They have something for everyone.
Nice. I'm going to assume if you're flying into Montreal, for example, from elsewhere, do you have to rent a car? Is there shuttles? Is there other ways to get to Bromont other than renting a car?
Renting a car is definitely the best way. It's the fastest way, first and foremost. And it's also the easiest way once you get to Bromont to go, let's say, to visit the Balnea Spa, or if you're here in the summer, to go to a golf course. So we highly recommend coming with a car. But it is possible to book a shuttle from the airport to Bromont. That is a service that is available.
Anything else?
Yeah, aside from saying that this is a one-of-a-kind project that originated with the vision of the founder of the mountain, Monsieur Desourdis, and the builder, Bertrand Leboeuf and his team, I would say that it's definitely a place to visit. And like I said, if you want to have the feeling of being in the Alps without taking a flight to go to the Alps, then this is definitely the destination you should check out.
Perfect. It's the Residence Inn by Marriott Bromont. Jean-Frédéric Fortin is the general manager of the Residence Inn by Marriott Bromont. You can find all the information on the Marriott website, marriott.com. Appreciate your time, Jean-Frédéric. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Randy. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
And that is our show for this week. If you have comments or questions, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a show idea, send that along as well. My email is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And if you like what you heard, tell a friend. You can check out our website too at theinformedtraveler.org. In the meantime, thanks for listening, travel safe, and be an informed traveler.